Probably the easiest one to learn at this time would be from the parietal hold. You can also use the frontal bone, and they're often called the frontal bone lift or the parietal lift. And what you are thinking about is just gently in the parietal hold, imagining that you are bringing the reciprocal tension membrane through the parietal holds all the way down, obviously, to the sacrum, back slightly to you in a conversational manner. And what you are attending to or listening for in a wider field of perception is where, in fact, there may be forces that are inertial. And it can be used as well to, clear the dural tube of adhesions or inertial forces at the fluidic level. You may get a sense of a congestion, or possibly compression, but congestion is just one adjective. You'll maybe make up your own. And what you will imagine is that as you bring these parietal bones back to you and the entire reciprocal tension membrane, imagine yourself kind of down in that dural tube, feeling for this condensed potency, condensed energy. Essentially, what we're trying to do is to release any resistance in the system that may be related to, in this case, the parietal bones. You're initiating a conversation with the tissues, but you are in a direct relationship to the whole bioelectric field and the tissue matrix, the liquid crystalline matrix. Okay, so let's go through this as a sort of a clinical application here. We're going to start at the parietal bones. You're going to maintain your wide field, orient to the mid-tide if possible, and wait for something to happen, what we'll call the holistic shift, where something is obviously changed. You come in gently into the system, you go through your practitioner's ritual, you touch, and you wait. And sometimes this waiting can be 5 to 10 minutes. And then the next thing that you do is you again wait for a qualitative tonal shift, which we call the holistic shift. Now your hands are in the parietal hold. We'll show you that again, and then sense the motility of the parietal bones in the mid-tide. And make sure you got your elbow fulcrums in there. Sorry that I got to repeat this, but people will forget it if I don't, because I'll see in my classes, even almost a year later, that people are forgetting some of the techniques that are extremely important. And keep a wide view. Don't listen to anything in particular, and keep this wide field of awareness. So how do the bones, how are they expressing themselves in their motion quality? And again, here's a picture of what they look like around, in a perfect world, around their dynamic axis. And get a sense of the quality of the fluid. Its amplitude, if you can pick up on the potency, that energetic quality to it. And again, allow your hands just to float on the tissues as lightly as you possibly can. And make sure that your fingers are actually on the parietal bones and not on the temporal bone and not on the frontal bone. Okay, so subtly. Now, one of the things that I neglected to tell you is that there are times, there's two moves that have to happen. And I'm sorry about this, that there are two moves that happen. It's up in, you compress slightly your fingers toward the midline and then backwards into your body. So it's actually a two-phase move. The fingers slightly come magnetically toward each other in intention, so it's almost like you're compressing, but you're using intention, and then pulling them back to you again with just intention. Now, if you have difficulty pulling them in toward each other, compressing them in toward each other, then there may be a sutural issue going on, and you might use the V spread in that part of the suture that you feel is stuck. And here's a picture of the V spread and how you might do that. Here's a lot of the fun begins, because you get to see the magic in the system. Okay, so again, two phases: inward, the two hands in a compressive quality, but only with intention, back toward the body. And if the sutures are free, you'll be right down the dural tube, and you'll go. If not, you may have to use a V spread to open up, to have a quality of opening the suture where it feels stuck. Okay,